Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is January 16th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery of the state of California, and to the bottom left here, the state of Hawaii. Here goes our next storm system, now approaching the state as we speak. We'll take a look at the details of that system, and then we've got more on the way here as we go towards the end of the week and on in through early next week. Taking a look at more rain and wind coming, Eureka National Weather Service issued yesterday afternoon here, but still applies. You can see some areas up towards Crescent City, inch and a half, maybe 2 inches, Shelter Cove. Nice little storm system moving through here. It's going to pick up the winds as well, and it may actually help us clean some of the valley areas out as we go through central and southern California as well. Some wind will pick up and kind of move that fog around in the valley a little bit here. I'll show you some of that in a moment, but you can see here this is Tuesday morning through Wednesday afternoon, and this is looking a little bit further south here. You can see down towards Porterville. It does not include Bakersfield with the projected rainfall amounts as we go through Wednesday morning. There is some snow coming for the southern Sierra Nevada here as well. So we'll look at those details here a little bit more in a moment. But you can see we've got some dense fog advisories out there as well. It does include some of the I-5 corridor. You can see Bakersfield, Fresno, and Merced right there. This is valid from 10 p.m. Yesterday all the way through 11 p.m. Tuesday morning, and that may redevelop a little bit here as we go on into the week. I'll show you the map on that here in a moment. You can also see this extending out towards Chico and Yuba City, Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto as well. And this goes again through this morning, 11 a.m. Use your low beams here. Visibility is less than a quarter mile. And precipitation forecast for some of the Bay areas we go through Wednesday. You can see maybe quarter of an inch to half an inch there. Sacramento, something similar. Better amounts across the Sierra Nevada here in Northwest California, but not a bad little rainmaker here. And we have more potentially on the way as well. And this is taking a look off into the future a bit more. Here we go Friday through Monday. You can see some bigger amounts starting to move down towards the Los Angeles metro here. So cross your fingers. Storm systems look like we will be dropping some precipitation down through Southern California here. Still have a ways to go here. So just continue to check back daily. Southern California, San Diego National Weather Service here. You can see, again, some interesting totals up over an inch, maybe inch and a half for San Diego as we go through the day Monday. And this is something interesting here from the National Weather Service. They are showing accumulated precipitation for San Jose, California, a little bit below the normal, which is the brown line here. This is the 2023 through 2024 accumulations, but this red line is the forecast. We may actually get back up towards normal or maybe even a little bit above here as we go towards January 21st if these systems come in and produce as their forecast. This is also looking at Las Vegas. They are talking about it. The rumblings are starting for the precipitation chances increasing late Saturday into Monday here, and snow levels will be fairly high, generally above 7,000 feet, at least initially here, and we'll continue to monitor that as we go. Taking a look at the current hazards, we do have that dense fog advisory across much of the valley area here, and hopefully the system can stir up some of that stagnant air out there as well. We'll look at that in a moment. Now, taking a look at the European here, you can see that we are dealing with the system here, and then we start to bring some better dynamics into the state of California, and again, potentially bringing some rainfall down towards Southern California as we go into the early portion of next week. And this is where last night's European run ends at hour 1:44, but you can see the troughing offshore and some of that southwest flow returning as we go on in through Sunday night, which would be shown there. Now, this is short-term NAM 3KM high-resolution model. We're looking at 6-hour precipitation by type, and now, as you can see, we're going through the morning hours here. You can see that precipitation encroaching on some of Northern California. See some snow start to fly across the Sierra Nevada as we go through this evening. Rain starts across the Bay Area and backing up there a little bit here. You can kind of see that generally this late this afternoon and this evening, and that continues down the central coastline as well. Snow will continue on into tomorrow morning, and maybe we can squeeze a little bit of light precipitation out across Southern California as we go on the day tomorrow, but not looking at big precipitation amounts there. And then we start to wait for the next storm system to arrive here off to our northwest. Looking at the NAM 3KM, this is 80-meter wind speed here. So you'll see the wind start to pick up, especially across some of the Sierra Nevada here with this next system as we go through late tonight. You can see it start to pick up a pretty good clip there as well. And then we start to stir up some of the air here across some of the valley areas, hopefully kicking some of that fog out there. And you can see some stronger winds across some of the higher terrain of Southern California, the Mojave Desert out there, and some of the slopes, the higher terrain across California as well. Now, looking at visibility in miles, this is the HRRR, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh. This model runs every hour, and every 6 hours it goes out 48 hours. So you can kind of see some of the fog out there bouncing around this morning, but the next system will come through here. And by tomorrow morning, it looks a little bit better here. However, if we scroll far enough out on into Thursday morning, you can see some of the redevelopment of some of that fog here as we go through Thursday morning. morning. So it might get a little bit of a break Wednesday, and then maybe some of the return of that fog as we go into Thursday morning. Now taking a look at what's coming storm-wise. Here we go with last night's European model. You can see the Hawaiian Islands at the bottom left here, the state of California. Here goes our current system bringing its precipitation as we go through the day to day. And then we turn our eyes off towards Friday's system here. And you can see the rain arrive some point on the day Friday afternoon. Pretty potent little frontal system there. Doesn't reach California too much with that initial slug there as we go through Saturday. But however, this next system looks like it has better dynamics. And look at the European painting some nice rainfall amounts across some Southern California as well. You know, just kind of a beneficial rainfall here coming for the state. And we'll see how this trends over the next few days as we are looking at 144 hours out at this point. Now looking at 500 millibars, I like to show some of the upper levels of the atmosphere here. You can see the winds associated with our initial system there, and then you can see Friday's system start to roll in as we go through the day right there, and then we get our next system as we start to go through the weekend as well. So a 1-2-3 punch here, and hopefully that last round there as we go through the end of the weekend on into early next week brings some nice precipitation totals down through Southern California as well. And then it looks like a ridge may build and some kind of inside slider here hanging around the southwest portion, but we'll see how long this lasts. And this is looking well off into the future here, looking over 200 hours out, so it's subject to change, of course. Now looking at the national blended models, total precipitation in inches, this is actually hot off the presses here. The 12Z run. The 15Z is actually probably running right now, but this should do for now. Here goes our initial system. You can see it trying to bring some precip down. Not much gets past Point Conception, as you can see, kind of typical of the last few systems. But then as we go through the weekend, you can see as we go through Saturday night, we start to get some down across Southern California. And Sunday into Monday, some better precipitation amounts showing up. And look at Bay Area North doing really well, especially across the coastal areas and across the Sierra Nevada as well. And you can even see some pretty good amounts coming down the Central Coast also. And as we scroll out about 10 days, you can see pretty good precipitation amounts. Hopefully this system gets down here, Southern California, crossing our fingers. Still have a few days to watch that and break down that system as we go. Now let's see what the GFS says compared to the European. Here goes the system today. And this one's hot off the press as well. The 12Z run was running at 4 a.m. You can see some of that snow for the Sierra Nevada. Get a little bit of a break here as we go through Thursday, but then that rain returns as we go through the day Friday. And it tries to get some down to Southern California as well. And another round of snowfall for the Sierra Nevada. Snow may continue at times as we go on in through the weekend, and better dynamics look to arrive as we go through the day Sunday into Monday for some of Southern California there. So that's fairly promising looking also. And then we go off into the future a bit more. Another frontal system kind of swinging through way off in the extended, and then maybe some ridging building out there with some deeper lows out over the Pacific Ocean. We'll see how that develops. That's just looking at Fantasyland at this point. But looking at total snow Kuchera ratio on the GFS, there's our initial system here as we go through Wednesday morning. A little bit of a break. Friday's system starts to roll in here, and you can see the snow across Northern California and some of the Sierra Nevada. And then we go towards this weekend. And the snow levels aren't going to be that low with these systems incoming here, but we can still pile up some of that snow at the higher elevations here. So cross your fingers for that, and we're scrolling way off into the future here. But, you know, nothing too crazy, but it does show some decent amounts there. Now, 8 to 14 day, I want to show you this. This goes through January 29th here. And again, above average for much of the southwest here as we go, as we turn this flow to southwesterly. And this is the 6 to 10 day Climate Prediction Center picking up on this above average potential for above average precipitation here as we go through January 25th. And also just a heads up here, if you're going out in the backcountry across Utah or Colorado or the Sierra Nevada as well, you can go to the avalanche.org center here and you can click on these individual areas, and it gives you great information here. So go ahead and check that out. You can scroll around on these maps and whatnot too. This is looking at the 3 to 7 day hazards outlook here. You can see heavy rain January 19th through the 22nd. You can see some of the heavier precipitation, some of that mountain snow incoming here as we go through the 20th through the 22nd. And this goes all the way out towards January 25th. You can see the risk for some heavier precipitation. Doesn't include Southern California right now, but again, that system that comes through may bring some better amounts. And you can see a slight chance for a risk of heavy snow, and even across some of the Four Corners region there also. Risk of high winds, kind of generally Bay Area northbound as well. So hopefully some of these storm systems can produce as we go on into the second half of January. But anyway, yep, we'll continue to watch this and break it down day by day. Hope you guys are having a good day out there. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.